Hello everyone, welcome back to part 6 of the pong game. In this video we are going to add a winning condition for the game. So the player who reaches a certain score will win, and also I'm going to work on some functionality and fixing a bug. And now let's start by adding a button to the game. Rename it to restart button. And for the text, I'm gonna write restart, and we need to change the font and the size of this text. So new dynamic font, click and drag that file, and for the size I'm gonna set it to 56. Now click and drag that button and make it to the center and a little bit to the top. Now we need to add a new label. Rename it to winner label. For the text I'm gonna just write text and again change the font and the size of this text. And for the layout, click on 4 rectangle. For the align, select center, and for the V-align, also center. And for the margin top, I'm gonna give it a -80. And for the start label, we can click on toggle visibility to make it hidden and see clearly. Now for the button, we need to connect the signal to it. So we go to Node and Signals, select pressed and connect it to the main level script. And here we have that function. Now we need to get access to that button. So on ready var restart button equal to restart button, and we also need to get access to the winner label. Now in that function we need to make the button hidden and also the winner label to be hidden. And we want to make the start label to be visible. And next we need to reset the player and the computer play score to 0. So play score equal 0 and computer score equal 0. And next we need to set the position of the ball to the middle again. So ball dot position dot x equal to screen size dot x divided by 2, and ball position dot y equal to screen size dot y divided by 2. And finally we need to call the update score labels function. Now we need to create a new function called check score. In that function we need to set a condition for when the game must end. And let's say if either the player or the computer player reach the score of 2, the game must end and a message will appear telling us who is the winner. So we need to declare a variable called winner message. And if computer score equal to, or the player score is 2, then if computer score bigger than the player score, then the winner message equal to you lose, as winner message equal to you win. Now we need to update the winner label text equal to winner message, and we need to make the start button to be visible again. And also the winner label to be visible. And finally, we need to make the start label to be hidden. And in the ready function, we need to make the restart button to be hidden when we start the game. And the same thing for the winner label. Now we need to call the check function in the left side body entered and the right side body entered. And make sure it is above the update score label function. So call check score here and also here. And make sure to move that line to the top, like this. And let's run the game. We have an error. It is text, not test. So when the computer player reaches the score of 2, we have that button here displayed and with a message telling us that we lose. And when we press that button, the score will be initialized to 0 again and the game will restart. And before I forget, I want to uncheck the hide icon on the start label, so the text of the start label will be visible again. Now we need to reset the place paddle's position to the middle after every point, and we need to create a function to do that. So func reset player's position. For the X position of the player, it's going to have a value of 50. And for the Y position, it will have a value of the screen size divided by 2. For the computer player X position, we are going to set it to the screen size.x minus 50, and for the Y position, I'm going to set it to screen size.y divided by 2, and here dot y. Now we need to call that function up here, reset place position, and also here, and run the game. Now as you can see that the 2 players position reset to the middle when a player scored a point. Now one more thing we can add is to set the position of the ball to the opposite side of the player who scored a point. So we can come to ball position, and here we can set it to 100, and here we can set it to screen size.x minus 100. Run the game. So if the computer player scored a point, the ball position will be set to the player side, and if the player scored a point, the ball will be set to the computer player's side, like this. Now I mentioned earlier that we need to fix a bug. You can see that bug when the game is run, and when you press the spacebar button again while the ball is moving, you can see the weird movement of the ball. It changed its direction, and to fix that we need to declare a variable called game paused. That variable will have a boolean value. I'm going to initialize to true. That variable will check if the game is paused or not. And in the physics process, I want to only start the ball function only if we press the spacebar button and the game is paused. So game paused equal true. And we need to make sure that the game is paused every time a player scores a point. So here game paused equal true, and also here. Now in the check score function, we need to set the game paused to false if the score is achieved. And when you restart the game, we need to set the game paused to true. And I forget one more thing, we need to make sure that the game is not paused when we press the spacebar button. So game paused equal false, and we run the game. So when I press the spacebar button while the ball is moving, nothing is happening and the game is working fine, and that bug is totally fixed. So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next part.